Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're looking at some dangerous foods that can literally kill you.
Octopus. We all know that octopus is not an alien food to most.
I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest, octopus is an alien food to me. I don't know why, but it kind of freaks me out. Like, that thing is literally in the ocean. It's so crazy how something can literally be alive one day and then the next it's dead and inside you.
In fact, a lot of countries all around the world eat octopus, and it is quite common. In Spain, octopuses are boiled. In Greece, it is fried. And just like that, it is eaten in various types of ways in different places of the world.
Fun fact, mukbangers like that scare me. Like, I don't know why, but whenever they eat lots of octopus like that, it freaks me out. I think it's the fact that that thing was literally floating around the sea at one point during its life. I don't think I've ever eaten octopus. Well, I know for a fact I haven't.
By now, some of you will be thinking, octopus is dangerous. No way. Well, when consumed in a certain way, octopus can prove to be dangerous.
What is the way that is dangerous to consume it? I mean, I don't think I'm ever gonna eat octopus, but like, I kind of want to know.
And even fatal in some unfortunate cases. Did you know that in South Korea, octopuses are eaten raw and alive? I mean, just imagine putting a piece of octopus inside your mouth and feeling its tentacles move around.
Yeah, that makes sense as to why it can literally kill you. Raw octopus, are you taking the mickey? So you're telling me these people are eating raw live octopus? That is gonna create like another coronavirus disease.
Personally, I don't like the sound of that. When eaten alive, the tentacles of the octopus can stick to the inside of the throat and even esophagus. And obviously, this can result in difficulty in breathing.
So basically, it'll choke you to death. I was sat here thinking the whole time, oh my god, does octopus literally poison you? But it's because of the little tentacles. I completely forgot that octopuses have literal tentacles. Wait, was Squidward out of SpongeBob an octopus? I think he was.
And in some cases, it can also leave the consumer in a situation of being unable to breathe.
AKA, they basically die. Okay, so now we know that if you're gonna eat octopus, don't eat it raw because it will literally suffocate you.
Pufferfish. Pufferfish is also known as fugu. For most of us, the pufferfish is that fish which can puff up to a round ball.
Yep, whenever I think of a pufferfish, I literally think of the fish that if you poke it, it'll literally blow up to a big ball. I probably seem so weird in this video, but whenever I look at these fishes, I get like a bit creeped out. It's probably because like it's not in my culture. Like, I've never really seen people eat these things before.
And injure us with its spikes if touched. However, this fish can prove to be quite delicious. It has a chicken-like taste, and who doesn't like chicken?
You're telling me pufferfishes taste the chicken? I don't know why, but I just would have assumed that they taste the fish. You're telling me them things that literally fly around the ocean taste of chicken. I literally had chicken earlier for dinner. So if I go out and get a pufferfish, it's gonna taste like that.
But well, this dish can result in unwanted consequences if prepared incorrectly.
Oh my god, are you gonna get like food poisoning? That's the thing with fish and like seafood. You need to be so careful whenever you're cooking it, and not just seafood, any food. It could be chicken, steak, pork, literally anything, but I know like seafood is, you have to be like quite careful whenever you're cooking it.
In fact, the chefs in Japan have to train extensively before preparing this food so they can be sure of what they're doing and don't end up making the mistake of serving you poison. That's right, fellas. Fugu contains an odorless and colorless neurotoxin.
Okay, so if it's not cooked properly, you will literally get poisoned. Imagine you literally get poisoned by that and then you die. Could you die? I guess we're about to find out.
Known as Tetradoxin. When served the wrong way, if someone consumes a piece containing Tetradoxin, it can induce tightness of the chest, nausea, vomiting, and extremely high blood pressure.
Oh my god, so if you give that to an older person, they're basically going to be dead within 10 minutes. That's so scary. Like, something that looks so small and innocent can be so deadly.
When consuming Tetradoxin, if it is not treated immediately, it can prove to be fatal.
Okay, so they literally just ended that clip there. Basically, if it's not treated pretty quickly, you're going to be dead. Oh my god, that is so scary. It must also be scary for chefs, because imagine they literally cook it up for somebody. If they cook it up and somebody eats it, they could literally be dead within 10 hours.
Cassava. This food native to South America is a common food in a lot of countries. The cassava is drought resistant and can be grown effectively in hot climates as well.
I didn't actually realize what the cassava was. I thought it was like a little tree thing. But I mean, looking at that, that does look like tree. I wonder what it is. Is it like garlic?
It is a perfect source of calories and carbohydrates. Different areas have different names given to the cassava. In the States, it is known as Brazilian arrowroot or manioc, and most of you would be quite familiar with tapioca. Yup, this is a key ingredient in tapioca.
I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't know what tapioca is. I literally don't eat that much like weird food, or not weird food, but like different food. I always eat the same meals. Am I the only person who does that? I need to get out and try new meals, but I'm just low-key scared to try them.
However, when served raw or cooked improperly, you might have to face the risk of consuming cyanogenic glycosides.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but that is a big long biological word, and I know one thing, it's not a good thing.
It sounds pretty much like cyanide, doesn't it? Well, let me tell you something interesting. When your body consumes cyanogenic glycides, it can release cyanide into your body.
What is cyanide? Is it like a chemical? It literally sounds like a poison. It would be used to like poison somebody. I dropped out of school whenever I was 16, so I don't know what any of these things are.
And I think we all know how much of a threat cyanide can be to your body. It can impair the thyroid and cause damage to the nerve function.
Okay, we've just been told what it does, and it doesn't sound good. It sounds like death.
It can also leave you in a state of paralysis, organ damage, or even be fatal in the worst case scenarios.
Am I the only person who's low-key scared of getting paralyzed? It is quite rare, but like imagine you're not able to move your arms and like your body and your legs. You're literally just lying there and you can't move. It's kind of like the same as being in a coma, isn't it? I'm terrified of them things.
Namibian bullfrog. Frogs aren't something new to us. We see them almost everywhere.
And fun fact, I never knew that frogs and toads were poisonous for a really long time. I found that out whenever I was younger. But like I would literally see frogs and toads and poke them and like try to pick them up. Little did I know they could be poisonous.
But have you seen a frog which can grow up to the size of a house cat? That's right. The Namibian bullfrog can grow as big as a house cat.
Wait a minute, so you're telling me this frog is literally the size of a house cat? A house cat's just like a normal cat. So you're telling me this frog is literally like the size of a chihuahua? It's bigger than that.
While eating frogs is not the most common thing, the Namibian bullfrog is served in Africa. Although endangered, some people still continue to eat this dish behind closed doors due to the controversies.
Well then, don't eat it. Why would you literally eat an endangered animal? The whole point of them having the name endangered is because there's not many of them left, and you're scrunning them for dinner behind the doors.
When served, the whole body of the frog is served except the top head, and this may lead you to consume a part which is poisonous. Some areas of the skin and organs of this frog can be poisonous.
And what do people do? They cook it up and eat it for dinner. Theoretically, anything can be poisonous, and this is why I always eat the same meals, because I know at least I'll kind of be safe.
If a wrong bite is eaten, it can lead to kidney failure or even prove to be fatal. According to experts, it's safe to eat after their mating season or after a third rain, as during that time, their toxins aren't as dangerous.
Would it not just be better not to like eat it full stop? You're literally eating a frog the size of a house cat. Yet again, it's a house cat the same size as a normal cat. I think it is. Like imagine a frog that big.
Casu Marzu. What food comes to your mind when I say Italy?
Probably like pasta. Don't know what Casu Marzu is or whatever that is.
Probably pasta, right? Well, what if I were to say that for some Italians, eating a cheese infested with maggots is a reality? For some cheesemakers, Casu Marzu is a gourmet dish, and the word Casu Marzu literally means rotten cheese.
I think I've heard of this before, and I don't know why I'd be able to eat that. I want blue molded cheese. It's called blue cheese or something like that. Oh my god, it stank, and it had such a strong taste. I don't even want to think about what this would taste like.
Well, pretty sure it would be, with hundreds of maggots inside it. Casu Marzu is a pecorino cheese made with sheep's milk with a similar taste to that of gorgonzola. Some of you might think that the maggots infestation is by accident or whatsoever. Well, plot twist, the maggots are in fact a key part of the fermentation process.
I'm gonna be completely honest, whenever I think of maggots, I just think of maggots eating like a decomposing body. If I see a maggot, I think there's a dead body around here somewhere and I need to call the police.
And is totally meant to be there inside the cheese. The cheese fly lay eggs inside the cheese, which hatches into hungry larvae. Their digestive system breaks down the fats in the cheese. The maggots are the reason behind the soft texture of this cheese.
But like, aren't you basically eating stuff that maggots have been on? I swear that's how you're gonna get diseases. I just couldn't imagine opening cheese and seeing little maggots like squirming around. I think I'd cry.
And while consuming, the cheese can be home to hundreds of maggots, and when eaten, it can sort of camp in your intestines before leaving your body.
That is literally so bad. Like, this is what people get whenever they go on foreign country holidays and like jump into random rivers. They get maggots and little parasites like that growing inside of them, and then they die.
This can cause vomiting, cramps, and other unwanted experiences. Though banned in the EU, a lot of cheesemakers still make these for their personal use.
It's literally banned, so that would tell you one thing, not to eat it. Oh my god, imagine if like the maggots came out in your poo. I remember one time I got worms for my dog and I literally pooed and there was a wee white worm squirming around in my poo. It was terrifying.
Peanuts. How unfortunate is for peanuts to make it to this list.
Probably because people are allergic to them. That would make a lot of sense. I'm actually really lucky. Like, I've got no allergies whatsoever. I'm lucky jealous of people who do have allergies. Like, I kind of want to like eat something that I'm allergic to and then have an allergic reaction. But then if I got a really bad reaction, I'd probably die.
I mean, who doesn't love peanuts? Well, unfortunately, around 1% of the world's population is allergic to them.
Oh my god, how many people are in this world? Like 7 billion. So you're telling me 700 million people are allergic to peanuts. Isn't it quite crazy how if somebody wanted to, they could literally go out and murder hundreds of millions of people? Now that would be a scandal.
Which is around 75 million people.
Okay, never mind, I got my maths wrong. Why did I think it was 700 million people? Oh, that's 10%, isn't it?
Some people, even just being in the same place as peanuts can cause an anaphylactic shock, which means an allergy reaction.
And if I am correct, they have to put an EpiPen into their leg or like their arm or somewhere. EpiPens scare me, I don't know why. I low-key want to get one of them and put it into me. Like, what would happen?
The main reason for peanut allergy is the immune system. It can mistake proteins in peanuts for harmful substances, and the body's defense system can go into overdrive.
Isn't it so crazy how literally some people are allergic to that, but then others are? Like, everyone has different allergies. Obviously, some people have lots, some people have not many, and some people don't have any at all, like me. Or maybe I do have one, I just haven't discovered it. Imagine I go to eat octopus and it turns out I'm allergic to it.
And release chemicals like histamine to fight against the harm. This can cause wheezing, coughing, shortness in breath, dizziness, and even fainting.
And also death if they have a bad enough reaction. I remember in my school, peanuts were banned, like Snickers weren't allowed in school, which kind of sucked. I used to think in my head what would happen if I got peanuts and like threw it in somebody's face. Would they die?
A Keyberry. This fruit is pretty popular around Jamaica and worldwide. It's often sold canned or sauteed fish and onions. The unique buttery taste of this fruit makes it a delicious after ingredient.
Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest, this is the first time I've ever heard of this fruit. I feel like I'm so uneducated whenever it comes to foods and fruits throughout this video. I'm telling you guys, I literally don't eat anything interesting.
And also when prepared properly, it can go together with many dishes. However, the bitter side to this fruit is that you can only consume the exterior yellow part. The dark berry inside, once consumed, can lead to what's known as Jamaican vomiting sickness.
Oh my god, that is so scary. Like, imagine if a tiny bit of the black bit like rubs onto the peanut. That could literally result in you getting the Jamaica sickness, and I don't want to know what that sickness is.
This can cause hyperglycemia and seizures. To reduce the symptoms, patients are treated with activated charcoal. Well, fortunately, since the food is in international demand, it is prepared properly, meaning the risks are pretty negligible.
I mean, that's good that the risks are really low, but it still scares me that like that little bean thing can literally give you like seizures and shocks. Why does it do that? Is it literal poison? I'm learning so much in this video.
Nutmeg. Nutmeg is a common and highly appreciated spice among chefs. Nutmeg has an amazing taste, which most of us admire to the core. But hey, sometimes the most delicious things can cause you a lot of harm.
It's got nut in it, so it probably is not good for people who are allergic to nuts. It's so crazy how like so many people are allergic to so many different types of things, and stuff like that is super deadly.
Beware, because if ingested in the wrong amount, nutmeg can result in pitiful consequences. It contains something called myristicin, which can cause serious results. If more than 1 teaspoon of ground nutmeg is used, the myristicin can induce nausea, vomiting, and even hallucinations in some cases.
Can you buy this? Like, is it literally sold to people? If you take a certain amount of this, you will literally go crazy.
Although the cases of nutmeg poisoning are rare, you might want to be careful if you don't want to end up sick.
I mean, yeah, that's good advice, but knowing people in this world, they're not gonna listen to it.
Bean sprouts. The taste and texture of the bean sprouts makes them hard to resist among diners. Personally, I absolutely love crunching these delicious beans.
Exactly, do people not like eating them? I'm not gonna lie, I'm a massive veggie whenever it comes to stuff like that. Like, I love eating stuff like that, but apparently it's not good for you.
However, the bitter side of the common and famous bean sprouts are their susceptibility to harboring salmonella, listeria, and E. coli, which are bacteria which can often cause some damage. And the hot and moist climate in which these bean sprouts grow is quite optimal for these bacteria to grow as well.
Okay, so basically you can get very sick eating them. Isn't it so weird how there's like so many different viruses out there, like E. coli, malaria? This world is a scary place.
If they're not washed properly before consumption, or even cooked lightly, it can surely cause unwanted damages. So you better be careful with these if you want to continue eating the delicious bean sprouts.
Well, there you go. Be careful if you're eating bean sprouts, because if you eat them wrong, you could get sick.
Blood clams. These clams are harvested in Gulf of Mexico, Atlantic, and Pacific Ocean. They are very much admired among the diners for their crisp, succulent taste and the bright red pieces inside them.
I'm gonna be completely honest, I've got absolutely no idea what they are, but they look terrifying. I just seen little crab legs at the start of the video and I was already freaked out. What are they? Like, what did it do?
Although it looks like blood and is even named blood clams, it is not real blood, so you can keep your worries aside. Their rust-colored liquid is due to the high amount of hemoglobin between the clamshells. Those who studied biology know what I'm talking about.
I literally failed biology for GCSE, so I absolutely have got no idea what you're talking about. I just know that they're not good to eat because they're in this video.
Well, for those of you who don't know, it is a kind of protein which transfers oxygen oxygen to different parts of the body through blood vessels, which gives it the red color. Blood clams can filter over 40 liters of seawater daily. Well, if blood clams are harvested in areas with lacking sanitation regulations, they can absorb substances like hepatitis, typhoid, and dysentery.
Hepatitis, does that look like an STD? Are they telling us that if we eat these clams and they're not like cooked properly, we can literally get hepatitis? Oh my god, that sounds like a nightmare.
Hepatitis virus can last up to 3 months in the clams. Due to their ability to carry viruses, blood clams have been banned in countries like China. But even then, some restaurants have been busted for smuggling these irresistible dishes.
Okay, apparently that is the end of the video. Moral of the story, if you're gonna go to a restaurant and they sell them things, get out immediately. Anyways guys, that is the end of the video. That was some foods that can kill. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, press the big red subscribe button, and just I'll see you all in my next video.